So a little while ago, I want to say almost a year and a half ago, Virgil released the Off-White 50. It was 50 dunks with 50 differences, from the laces to the hang tags to the tongue to the color of the mentioning of the number that it is or what lot it was. These were regionally released in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and I was the first person in the world to piece together a set in one size. Harrison Neville pieced together a set that he gave away. Big Boy Chen, if I'm not mistaken, pieced together a set. And don't quote me, but I want to say, if you go back and you check the dates, I was the first person to show the entire set. And I'm probably the only person that has an entire set in one size. Last year, I showcased this in Detroit at a little activation that we had. And what I always wanted to do with this set when it was announced was to be able to display it and show the world, because if it's something that's regionally released, how many people have the resources, tool, network to be able to acquire and then share it? And so I was looking at it as this was a chance for Urban Necessities to have like their 1 through 30 of Jordans that you see at a Nike, and just a little bit cooler, right? Because like it's Virgil and it's more current with the times, outside of just showing it in this great space that we're very fortunate to have here at Crystals. I thought that this was the right ambiance and setting for the 50, because it is luxury and they are hard to find and you don't expect to see them, but they're here. And what we're also forecasting is that our guests, our collectors that walk in, or that consumer that's like, hey, I want the whole set. Well, here you have an opportunity to purchase the whole set. And even though you might not be an 8.5, our network is strong enough and we feel confident enough that between our consignors and through the buyers that are now attached to the brand, that we could source an entire set in your size with a very short lead time on that. I'm extremely excited about being in this space and then being able to showcase them and trying this little experiment, because this is something, this whole vibe, like I mentioned earlier, was something that I've wanted to do with the brand. But Caesars sees so much foot traffic that I couldn't really put this in a smaller space in the store and then try this different vibe. It needed to be somewhere else where the consumer would understand and appreciate. And then I'm literally retraining all of the staff to be able to handle this type of environment, which is much slower foot traffic. Like here, we're seeing 200 to 300 guests, but there's a much higher spend happening. So, I think as retail goes on, you're gonna see other shops trying to implement this process. And I think that we're great ambassadors, and we have an amazing platform and consumer base and network base of consignors that we could source all these things. So the dunks are one of the sets that we're offering. The LV Air Force Ones is another set. And then the other thing that we're doing is a lot of leather goods, like you see above me. And that's just one brand. We've got literally between our network, hundreds, if not thousands of different bags and suitcases and carry-ons and luggage and trunks that we want to try to, like, one, shed light to, and two, pair it with the right clients that can justify that expense and then get our consignors paid for it.